What a year. What a year.
Poverty stand at me too close. I feel like niggas don't want me to move on. They said they don't promise show me no love. Sometimes I feel like I need me a new home. Working on this shit for too long. Gonna say feels like I'm running in circles. Look at my skills, but I'm too strong. But somehow they got me running in circles.
I ain't gonna lie, I feel like this was one of the slowest years of my life. Maybe one of the worst years of my life. Artistically, I feel like this year I was battling a lot, trying to figure out which artist I'm trying to be in terms of like my music and what my sound is going to be, or video wise, and what I'm trying to produce and what I'm trying to stand for, or what I'm trying to represent. And there was just so many decisions being made to the point where I just wasn't putting out as much, even YouTube videos, even like directing music. Like I just didn't give you guys as much as I would have hoped. And y'all know me, man. Look at 2020, look at 2019, bro. I was giving y'all hella music. I was giving y'all a vlog a week. I was going crazy. 2023 comes around and I was too caught up trying to give you guys the best of me that I gave you guys damn near nothing. But still, there was a lot that happened in the year behind the scenes, or just like in general, that I may not have highlighted on the YouTube, you feel me? And so right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through our year and just kind of like bring up what we did, and now we're just gonna go through the year and see what happened, you feel me? So January was a pretty good month for me in terms of fitness. I was really on top of my shit. I was hitting the gym consistently, and then aside from that, I think I shot 2 projects. So it was an alright month, nothing too crazy. I think January was also when I met a couple of collaborators that I worked a lot with, one being Mufaro. Me and him shot a lot of projects earlier in the year, and I think January was kind of the beginning of our working relationship. And as well as Kaya, I think I shot something for Kaya early in the year, and then that established another project that we had coming up later. So yeah, January was a pretty cool one. So then February comes through. February was a pretty good month. I'm just looking at it right here. I was very consistent in the gym again, so it was a very good fitness month. Right after that, we was gearing up for our premiere. Me and Baberson shot a music video and we premiered it last February. The music video is actually dropping this February, so stay tuned for that. But music video, Falling In and Out of Love, we premiered it last February. Super dope event. A bunch of people came out to support. And it was very lovely. I got to see a bunch of old film school students, classmates, and yeah, we just all linked up, got together, and it was a dope experience. After that, I shot for Denzel. Sad boy Denzel and I started our working relationship at this point. Shot one of his live events and then took a couple pictures for him and a couple homies, which established a couple other working relationships later down the line. Also in February, I started streaming. That was back in the day when I was doing a little bit of GTA. I was trolling a lot at the time, but it was fun. I was really just trying to figure out what it is I like to do on my free time, and so I started streaming a little bit, and it was cool. I had a great time. People tuned in, people enjoyed it, but it didn't last. It was fun, but it didn't last. Also in February, I had a couple performances. I think in February was when I first went to my first Couch Jam, which was an open mic event. So shout out to Couch Jams and their whole organization. Appreciate y'all for hosting me and having me. Also in February, I had a show at the Ada. That was a great show because I had my homie Ethan actually design me a custom shirt. So it was very cool. I had a custom piece on me. It was just great to be able to perform in front of the homies and just get in front of a different crowd in a different space. And then wrapping up the month, I went to a music conference. So it was like an industry event, and I went as my business. So TNG went, and I learned a couple things about the music industry and just how to break in and how to meet people and all this kind of stuff. So it's really just me moving more toward the direction that I want to be in, right? Taking this less as a passion and really starting to move with intention and being like, all right, these are the kinds of people I want to be around. These are the kinds of people I want to work with. These are the kinds of people I need to know. And so these are the kinds of rooms I started to step into. Then came March. March was a little bit of a weird month, man. It started off very slow. I think it was in March when I started working at the place that I was working at for most of the year. Shout out Baby Doll, Caribbean restaurant on Commercial. Y'all should check it out. Great food, great people. But yeah, I think in March, that's when that started. Moving on from that, in March, I shot a music video for Isaiah East, and I collaborated with Unfiltered Minds, and we shot a music video. It was a super dope experience. Don't know how much of it I could put up here because the music video is not out and there's a lot of things I can't show. So boom, I'm gonna put a little bit here, but that was March. Also mid-March is when I met TK, and this was dope, man. We met, we had a little photo shoot, we had a good time, and it was like, although him and I are both artists, we were both able to just like sit down and like chat as bros, you know what I'm saying? And so it wasn't like we're linking up and it's like, okay, like features or like music or like what could you do for me, what could I do for you? Nah, we like linked up, we sat down as homies, we chopped it up. He actually like gave me a lot of advice in terms of like my career, which helped me way down the line, but it wasn't even like, that wasn't the end goal. We were just like hanging out, we did a photo shoot, we then went to the movie theaters, we watched a movie. It was just dope to link up and just like see him and just see how down to earth he was, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, dope guy. And then later in the month came my birthday, you know what I'm saying? And I had spent so much time prior working, so when my birthday came by, I didn't even do nothing huge. I just went and I splurged on myself. I bought myself some shoes, I bought myself some clothes, I did a little something. And so then out of nowhere, the next day, my homie's like, "You thought we forgot you?" Went out to the club. So me and the guys went out, and it was great. It was great. I did not expect it, but you know, it is what it is. So shout out to the guys. Shortly after that was the Astoria show. A bunch of the homies performed and I filmed that. I did actually a vlog and you can see that on my channel. But another thing I didn't expect, TK on during his set wished me happy birthday and everything, which again was very lovely, very much appreciated. Just made me feel like that guy, bro, you know what I'm saying? Made me feel very seen and shit like that. So shout out to them. All right, y'all, April was actually a pretty good month in terms of just like, once again, telling myself I wanted to be where I needed to be and like intentionally moving. And so I started off the month deciding to take vocal lessons. This is not something that I spoke on here. I think I spoke on it on my Snapchat, but I started taking vocal lessons in April just so I could be more intentional with how I sing, you know, and just like understand my voice better and just make better music. And so boom, that's April. Straight up after that, because it was my birthday, I bought myself a little birthday gift and I just had to spoil myself. And then after that, I went to Vancouver Fashion Week. You know what I'm saying? I went to Vancouver Fashion Week and I went with Femi, you know what I'm saying? One of the only people in the city who could dress better than me, no shade. And then came Unfiltered Minds release party. So to speak on it a little bit, I don't want to speak too much on their business, but basically I have a homie who shot this TV show shining light on young artists, whether you are a singer, dancer, magician, like we had a bunch of young artists and he wanted to shed light on them. So after shooting the whole series and finishing it off, he brought a bunch of people together to premiere, I believe it was the final episode, as well as give the kids a showcase. So the magician did a magic show, the dancer did a dance routine, and then the artist, Isaiah, did a little performance. And so I pulled up, I watched the performance, I showed my support, and it was a very well produced event. So shout out Unfiltered Minds, y'all got it, bro. Y'all really killed the event. Boom. Also in April is when I started working at the club. So some of y'all know that I'm a sound tech, I'm a sound engineer, and I work at a club. April is when I started working there. So it became a very challenging period for me because I'm an artist and so I do everything self-taught. And so I had to start doing things by the book and I had to relearn a bunch of things because this is not really my field, but it's kind of related to my field. And so I had to pick up a couple more things and I had to pick them up fast. But here we are. April was a very blessed month for me because I was able to hop on that opportunity and not miss that boat, because that opened so many more doors for me. I met so many people through that. So shout out to the people who blessed me with that opportunity. Then to wrap off the month, my boy Denzel again invited me to shoot something for him. Now, I'm gonna give you guys a couple seconds to guess what Denzel had me shoot. Ready? A wrestling match. See, and that's the thing that I respect about Denzel, bro. This guy can go from Twitch streaming to YouTube videos to rapping and making music to now being a wrestler. Like, the range is ranging, and so I had a lot of respect for the guy, and I was like, yeah, of course I'm gonna come out and shoot some footage for you. So, you know, I did a little wrestling event. It was very fun. You know, they gave me a bunch of glizzies. They fed me. Yeah, it was just a great opportunity overall, you know what I'm saying? All right, now we're moving on to May, y'all. May was a little bit of a slower month for me, especially in the start. I was still very active in the gym though all this time. So from January to May, I'm still active, and that's kind of the main thing that was going on in my life in the start of May. Later on in the year, me and David started taking TNG a little bit more serious. We bumped it up a notch, and we just started, again, being more intentional with how we move. So it came to like, we're no longer doing meetings at the house or doing it on the phone. Like, we're going out to places and like setting down an hour for a meeting, you know, like being very intentional with how we treat ourselves. Like, even if we got a friendly relationship, like once we're at the place for a meeting, we're now in a new scenario and we're not friends no more. And so just kind of setting those boundaries, it really helped us in terms of like later on and how we treat each other inside and outside of the business. Also in May, I went on a couple of dangerous shopping sprees. I was living my best life at the time, you know what I'm saying? And so yeah, a lot of clothes was purchased during that time. Later in the month of May, and I'm still working at the Trinidadian restaurant, and they invited all of us, the staff, to a boat party. And so I had a +1, and I brought my business partner David, and then after I also invited my homie Vaberson, and he pulled up. And so we went to this boat party. It was super dope, bro. Boat party, understand that I'm from Winnipeg, we barely have water. Boat party, you feel me? I'm looking at mountains and bro, like I wasn't able to fathom what was happening. But again, you know what I'm saying, these are events that I didn't put on the tube, but behind the scenes, bro, I was having a lot of fun. Literally, right, we get off the boat that same night. My boss, he's also a DJ. He invited me to do a quick set at a spot that he was throwing down at. So right then and there, I had a quick little Afrobeat vibe, you know what I'm saying? I showed him one of the songs that I haven't even released yet, you know what I'm saying? I gave him a quick little 1-2, and they seemed to enjoy it. They seemed to really enjoy it. Oh my God, y'all, I almost forgot. Also in May was when I started dropping the vault. Y'all know that at this point, like I was at a point where like I had an overflow of music just backed up, and I didn't own the beats, blah, 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 blah. So I was like, you know what, bro, let me give you guys a bunch of SoundCloud songs. So every week I was dropping a song on SoundCloud, and I called the playlist The Vault. And so I gave you guys a bunch of music, and that started in like May and went all the way until, I want to say like August or September or something. And so yeah, it was a dope vibe, but that all started in May. Almost forgot. Moving on to June though. June, we started it off strong, man. We had a performance right at the start of June, like June 1st or June 3rd, like between those first 3 days, I had a performance, and that was probably my best performance yet. Mind you, remember, I'm talking about earlier in the year, I met my homie TK. We had a conversation, and he was just telling me a bunch of stuff about my stage presence. That whole conversation was like dangling around my mind, and I was practicing. Come June, I have an opportunity that falls into my lap, and I'm like, I'm ready, I'm going to kill it. And so I did. It was a very great show, and that show, the footage kind of went around and like it opened more doors for me. And so shout out to Bluto for opening that door and inviting me over. But yeah, man, that was a very great way to start the month. Moving on though, there was a dope ass African celebration going on, and my homie David took me there, and so we went there. We enjoyed some chicken and waffles, we enjoyed some music. It was a vibe. There was like a bunch of vendors. Like, it was a very good time. Also in June is when I started dibbling and dabbling into modeling. You know, I took a couple photo shoots, so it was really dope, man, just being able to see what other industries experience when it comes to working and what it takes to organize all these kind of stuff, and then even the final product, you know, it looked very dope. So shout out to them, man, and especially shout out to them for putting me on as an artist and just allowing me to come into their space and experience it. Loved it. Wonderful experience. In general, I think July for me was a slower month. I took a lot more time for myself. I wasn't really filming, and I wasn't really doing too much of that, you know, like aside from like filming all these promos for the Vault, like I wasn't really going out and shooting projects like that. What I did do in the Vault though, I'm lying. I shot a music video. I went to the studio and I recorded a song, and then I shot a music video, something I'm still planning on putting out soon. So we worked on that. But the big accomplishment for July was this. I don't know if y'all can see, you know what I'm saying, but moving into my current place, it may not look like much, but y'all, I love my current setup. I am in love with my current setup. Anybody who knows me and has heard me talk about my place, I love it. I'm very, very comfortable where I'm at. Especially in Vancouver, like this is a blessing to be able to just have a place that I can call mine, you know what I'm saying? And so this was probably one of my biggest wins of the year, actually, just this. So yeah, boom, that happened in July, this, and then the music video, and I believe that was basically it, aside from, you know, going to the gym and shooting the vaults and blah blah, like nothing really big happened aside from Mikasa. Now I could sit and talk about August forever, because August was a big month, bro. August was an amazing month. Two major things, man. For one, I obviously went home. I got to come back to Winnipeg and I got to see my family. My cousin got married and I actually did a whole vlog. And then by the time I got home, I was just demotivated. I just wasn't in the best place artistically, so I wasn't in the mood to put that video out. But I literally hopped on the phone with my brother the other day and he was talking to me, and I actually mentioned the vlog, and he's like, yeah, man, I was waiting on it, like, you know, you never put it out. And I was like, damn, really? And it was like, yeah, bro, like I was waiting. I don't know, it just put things in perspective that, like, you know, just because I don't feel like working doesn't mean I shouldn't work, you know? So anyway, shout out to bro, but that vlog is going to be coming out soon. I know it's very, very late, but this year I'm working on consistency, and there's a lot of old videos that I just haven't put out for that same reason. I'm just firing them. This year watch, I'm bringing back 2019 Jaspi, just wait. Second big thing that happened was a Van Art Gallery. My bro David threw another show, and this was like an Afro beats type event, so I was able to do a different set. You know, I did a bunch of songs that, again, has never been heard before, and so it was a very, very dope opportunity just to be able to try out some new music with a new crowd and see how they react to it, and even just be able to like talk to them after and be like, yo, how'd you feel about this? I was able to sit down with my roommate and be like, yo, how'd you feel about these songs? And he gave me like amazing constructive criticism. So overall, August was just a great month, like being able to go home and recharge and be around all that love, and then come back and just like hit that stage and kill it. Not only that, like in August, I was already gearing up for my next show, which was in July, right? So I was gearing up for my next show in September. I knew I had the Pearl show coming up. So while I was in Winnipeg, I was rehearsing a lot. Even my little sister was helping me rehearse, which is funny. But we were doing a bunch of rehearsals gearing up for the Pearl. And so come September, promo shoots, photo shoots, rehearsals, just doing everything we can to get ready and, you know, pump up the show. Boom. So now we got the Pearl show, which I could talk about forever. Like, once again, shout out to Tika. Like, I cannot thank this man enough for really just looking at me and being like, you know what, I see the potential that this guy has, and let me toss him in the deep end and see what happens. And it's not a lot of people that are just going to see someone that is much less experienced than them and pick him up and give him an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? It's not a lot of people that do that, and so I commend you and I say thank you to you, because again, this opened so many doors for me, you know what I'm saying? And so just you being able to, first of all, come through, have that conversation with me. At the time, he didn't even know me from a can of paint, and he looks at me and he's like, you know what, like, boom boom boom, gives me all this game, and then after sees the progression that I'm doing and is like, you know what, this is the guy we need on our bill, and then put me on the bill, and you know, the rest was history. So shout out to you for that. I am forever grateful. Boom, continuing off in September, you know, going strong in the gym, just trying to stay consistent. But moving on to October, man. October was a little bit faster, man. We started the month off linking up with RC and Samson Brown. We did a couple things in the studio, but y'all saw that video. Moving on to that, we actually went to our first ever concert, which is crazy. Y'all gotta remember that I'm an artist, so if I've ever gone to a concert or a show, it's either I'm performing, I know the performer, I'm filming, or something like that. Like, I've never went to like a D-list, B-list, A-list, C-list celebrity show. Like, I've never done that until October. I went to see AG, right? Adekunle Gold. I promise you, I want to say it's the best show I've ever seen, because it's like, I've only been to 2 shows, but my goodness, I was front row. I got to experience everything. Like, it was so dope. I met new people. I went by myself, so I went dolo, you know what I'm saying? So I was able to bump into people, and I wasn't like glued to a homie or a partner or whatever, a group or family. No, I went by myself, so it was just, I was free. It was super, super fun. And him personally, amazing performer. So if y'all ever get the chance to see AG, Great performer. And then ending off the month, I finally got the link back up with my boy Ryan, man. Me and Ryan, like Ryan's the producer, like my first producer that I worked with when I landed in Vancouver. Very talented guy. I don't even want to say too much because I look at him and gatekeep, that's my guy. But he just got the sauce. He got the sauce. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to speak on him too much. But shout out Ryan. Let me do say that. Amazing guy, shout out Ryan, but you know, I gotta gatekeep, I'm sorry. And then y'all, to end off October, we started vlogging a little bit more. This is when I started uploading. So we ended off October by going to my homie Fredo's birthday. I did that whole vlog, so I don't even need to speak on it too much. That you guys can see if you want to. But also in that time is when we shot the music video, turning my homie, like that whole series, turning my friend into a rapper, the game is game, freestyle, and the vlog of his birthday. That was all done in October, and all those videos you can go check out on my channel. Moving on to November, this is where things started to get hectic, man. This is where things started to just you feel me? Boom. We started off the month by buying, I think it was in late October, I tried to buy a retro camera, but I didn't buy the right things. So early November, I bought what I needed to do, and I had 2 new cameras with me so I could start just doing some fuck shit, right? Boom. Immediately, start off November, it's Denzel's birthday. We at the club, we celebrating. Woo! Shout out Denzel. Right after this, I go to my second show. Shout out to my homie. He invited me to go see Burna Boy. He won 2 tickets, and I was his +1. Am I complaining? No sir, free Burna Boy. You feel me? So I got to see Burna Boy for the free skis this year. Shortly after that is when things really started to get busy. This is when I met Levy, and I went to shoot something for him at the Cabana, I believe it was. But at the same time, I shot something for another artist, and that's when I bumped into some other artists, and I just made a whole bunch of connect. I think I mentioned all of that in one of my vlogs, so you can go see it. Everything is mentioned in that one long ass vlog. So I don't really need to speak too much on it, but just know that that was a very busy day, or a very busy period, you know, meeting Levy and doing all that stuff. Shortly after that, we started prepping for the URP show that was happening next month. So I started shooting a bunch of content with Denise, started shooting a bunch of stuff with Praise, started doing a bunch of interviews. Y'all seen all that, you feel me? Y'all seen all that. Boom, right after that, I'm back in the studio with Levy, working on some music, getting some videos, some footage done. Crazy schedule. And then shortly after that, I'm in the studio with Xander, you know what I'm saying, another homie. So him and I are working on some stuff, and we just putting those hours in. So boom, locking in and just getting that work done. Right after this, mind you, again, same month still, we're still in November. Now I'm back with RC and Samson, and we're with a new artist, Armani, working on some more stuff, just, you know, ironing out some details, getting some tunes done, and prepping for the new year. When I tell you guys 2024 gonna be a big year, everything I'm telling you, bro, we was working, we was stacking up. We coming for you. We coming for you this year, trust me. I'm like going to rehearsals. I think this was like my first show of the year in terms of like not like rapping, singing, or whatever. I got to drum for a friend of mine, so shout out to Bird. It was actually a very dope opportunity. So boom, we're rehearsing and we're putting on this show, all still in November, right? Speaking of rehearsals, we're also setting up URP rehearsals, right? All still in November. So we linking up with all these different artists and bringing them together, dancers, whatever, videographers, photographers, bringing them together, making sure everything's good. All still in November, and this is all stuff y'all haven't seen. There is a vlog that, once again, I didn't feel like editing, and y'all will get it this year, but all still in November. And then last but not least, we got December. So obviously we started off the month with the URP 11-year show. That was like the big show that we did, the thing that we was gearing up for. It was a very successful event in many ways, but it was also very much of a learning curve in many other ways. But overall, it was dope, it was amazing, and it was fun to do. Also in December is when I started DJing, you know what I'm saying? I picked up a little, this thing, you feel me? I rented this thing and I started just teaching myself, watching a little YouTube, and you know, some of y'all may have tuned into the streams, and some of y'all may have pulled up and seen, ooh, bars. Yeah, I've been DJing on live and shit like that. And also in December, I had a quick little performance, you know, shout out to Levy and shout out to Cisse who put me on. And then I had a couple more filming opportunities at the end of the year. And then, yeah, man, I think I just kind of ramped it up. A lot of the rest of the stuff was just music, streaming, right? I was making beats, I was streaming and all this kind of stuff. But again, a lot of the work that I did this year and a lot of the stuff that I put up was like behind the scenes, you know. And for me, I guess it was a hard year while living it, because when I'm looking at my output, I take pride in my work ethic, right? And I used to drop a video a week. Like, that was really like what I told you guys my goal was and all this stuff. And then come to find out, like, this year I didn't even do a video a month. You know what I'm saying? I dropped 9 videos, bro. Like, that's kind of crazy to me. And even in terms of music, like, I haven't officially released a song since 2021. We're in 2024 now. So it's like, I'm like, artistically, I'm just like, I'm hurting, but I'm trying to get back to it, you feel me? And so this year is going to be that year where I think I have kind of figured out everything that I need to figure out. I'm starting to put things in play that's going to allow for me to be able to give you guys a bit more consistency. But this is not even about like me working myself to the bone or nothing like that, but it's just about me being able to just build something sustainable, you know what I'm saying? Build something where you guys can come back to it like it's a TV show and you guys expect something every, you know, Tuesday or whatever the case may be, and you guys receive, and you guys like I'm delivering on my promise, you know what I'm saying? And same thing with music. Like, even if it's not a thing of like me giving you guys music every this, it's like me not giving you music since 2021 is crazy. Although I've been giving you guys all these SoundCloud stuffs and remixes and all this stuff, like, realistically, not everybody's gonna want to go to SoundCloud and YouTube, and I understand that. And so shout out to everybody who does go to my SoundCloud and to my YouTube and who's been supporting me from day one. Like, that's wild. Like, the people who waited this year and got 9 videos, I love you. I really do appreciate you. And the ones who, you know what I'm saying, went to my SoundCloud and listened to the vault every time I dropped the song, or the ones who listened to the Nams mix when I did that, or to the ones who the ones who were just like watching and staying tuned and who were showing support, commenting on the videos, new subscribers, pulling up to the streams. Like, there's a lot of different venues that I'm in, and a lot of them are not ideal, you know? Like, people who are watching my streams and watching me learn how to DJ, y'all are putting yourselves through something, and I respect that. I appreciate that. So I really just wanted to say thank you. This year was obviously not the worst year of my life. I learned a lot. I grew a lot. It was just a lot of behind the scenes, you know? It was the worst year of my life in terms of output. Didn't put out music, didn't put out videos, but I grew. I grew as a person. I grew as an artist. And I think that this year, y'all gonna see that. And with that being said, I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.
They say I'm winning cause of this and that. They can never face the facts. They just wanna see me fall. Now they mad I'm making cash. Oh, I had a silver spoon. Mama never raised no cats. It's a Royal Rumble to the finish, and I'm making that. Tired of my singing, boy, I got you now. I'm making raps, cutting tracks, shooting vids for the gram. Now it's back, and we coming with new cadences. I'm hitting at the scene. I'm making steamy like we're Satan.